DOE Formula V's and two rookies in the house today. Looks like there's a bit of a learning curve to be done there. Hank, starting with you. Looks like things are going to be pretty tough out there. I saw the first session and a couple of guys looped up before they even got to turn 2.
Yeah, that's right. It's quite hectic for the first time out on this track. You don't know where you are, to be honest. You get lost, and a couple of guys spun out with cold tires still, but it's all good fun, and it's a great venue. Nice to be here.
See, from your side, how's it in the middle of the pack there with all the sort of rookie drivers and back markers and the big battles that tend to rage, and then also trying to work out, as you just heard from Hank, where you are?
Well, at this moment, running at the back of the pack still. Third time in the car, first race in Formula V, first time on the track, so I'm getting used to it. But yeah, I'm positive, looking good.
It's good to be part of this family, yeah?
Yeah, it is.
Genre, you've been involved in this family for a while, buddy. Got some work to do this weekend to try and make your way up the field?
Yeah, definitely. We're there in the mid-pack at this stage. A bit of tweaks here and there, a bit of camp timing to be adjusted, a bit of tire pressures just sliding around a bit. But yeah, we were here 2 weeks in a row to practice, so I must say I know the track a bit. But yeah, a bit of hard work to go. I think I must grow some more. I don't know how to say it. Yeah, that one. I have to grow some. So yeah, and then just seat time, eh? That's it.
So it's back to DOE Formula V's now for their second heat of the race meeting of round 4 of the Extreme Festival here at Red Star Raceway. Joined us from all around the world. A massive welcome to you, Tim Sinclair, Gordon Mitchell, Sean Victor, Evan van der Werve, Nicholas Fisk, Snap Change, and a couple of our friends over on YouTube. We've enjoyed all the action so far. We've got 3 more races to come your way here at Red Star Raceway. We're in Mpumalanga, South Africa, just near the town of Delmas. 60 odd k's outside of Johannesburg, Gauteng. We've got some incredible race action still to come your way here from DOE Formula V's, the Kazoo Racing Cup, driven by Netstar, Global Touring Cars and GDC Super Cup. DOE Formula Vs are always exciting to watch here at Red Star Raceway as they come to take up their positions on the grid. The shuffle of these guys to get them onto the right positions for race number 2. A couple of times today the racing drivers have been caught out by the fact that they've changed the pole position to the right hand side of the track. So pole position actually forms up in number 2 on the grid. Looks like there might be a change up in the program again, as I've just seen a notification coming through that Gazoo Racing are going to be the last race of the day, and it's going to be Global Touring Cars and Super Cup that might be out next. We'll keep you up to date with changes and possibilities in the program again. But I can tell you something, it's been exciting racing nonetheless. Whether they got last or first or second last makes no real big difference. Here we go. 2-minute board is up. They're starting with a car in the middle of the pack there. Not quite the way we should be starting, but the 1-minute board comes up. Here we go. 5 seconds becomes red lights. Red lights become red lights off. And here we go down towards turn 1. Lights out, and it's Lionel Janssen getting the whole shot by the looks of things. He got off the line really nicely there. And heads down into turn 1. Possibility of the whole shot. Yes, he's got it. He's got the pack of cars leaning on in there and trying to get the start as much as possible at the front end that they can. Is that Van den Berg up into second? It is. Hills into third. Behind them, they line up with Lucian Ramchanda. Kyle Watt side by side with Sean van der Linde into turn 2. Coming up on the inside is Joseph Kotza. Behind that, you see they're all waiting to pounce. They'll come through now for the first lap in anger. Out of turn 3 in the dying sun. A couple of these guys are going to be caught out by that low slung sun into a couple of the corners. Dark visors might be the option here. And Greg Wilson's got that iridium visor on his that's going to help him out, that's for sure. Clear visors or no tints on your visors could possibly be very, very dangerous at this point of the racetrack and time of day. There you can see a little bit of a move up the inside from Brandon Hills getting through on Lucian Ramchanda. Is Ramchanda going to try and return the favour? He stays up close and personal, heading into the dog bone. Just squeezes Brandon Hills out, so he puts himself into the meat and the sandwich there between the two Hills boys. It's Brandon Hills behind Ramchanda. Ramchanda behind Peter Hills, and that is for 4th place on track. 3rd place up the road there, still in the hands. In fact, in the hands of Peter Hills. It's 4th place, that is Ramchanda, and Brandon Hills behind that. We've got Carl Watt in the mix there. That is Watt there in the all grey car. Partnership Grey trying to close down on that Eddie Irvine-esque colour scheme of Sean van der Linde. Joseph Kotza just up the road. He's got through by the looks of things and dropped Theo Vermaak down 1 position. Nice move there from Ramchanda, diving through on the inside. The mega stick he has, he's got through. So it's a big fight on here between the Mangaza Racing boys. 2 Hills, father and son, and Lucian Ramchanda with 7 to go. It's the first lap in the bag. Universal Oil Group joining this squad of cars only a race meeting ago. Henk van der Berg is also into that mix, as I said, just outside of the top 10. It's a fantastic fight here between the 2 Hills boys. They've closed down on Lionel Janssen, and in fact, Gert van der Berg, champion, has hit the front. So DOE and Start My Car of Gert van der Berg now leads out. So it's van der Berg from Lionel Janssen, Peter Hills in 3rd. Ramchanda's in 4th ahead of Brandon Hills, and Greg Wilson is now in the 6th spot. He's got Boyens on his tail and Jaco Schricks not too far behind that. Remember, Jaco Schricks, a multiple champion in this class, just battling with a bit of an injury. It's young Michael Koenig from his brother Stephen, who's doing the live PA commentary here today. Koenig's backed a little bit with left-handers here, going to 3 cylinders on those left-handers. We've got that car sorted out now for the second heat. That is Henk van der Berg under attack now from Vermaak. Vermaak applying the pressure onto the back end as Joseph Kotza gets away from the 2 of them. afford to lose ground there to Yusuf Kotza. Greg Wilson. He's got Williams on his tail. Williams in the Gulf Racing colours. Get ahead there on the second to start my car and Leo cars. Wilson behind the wheel of that machine. The racing. Hills boys fighting hard. Notifications in between as well. Looks like we are going to get the GDCs out next as opposed to the last race of the day. Heading up to the final chicane. We saw some action in the dog bone on that last pass, but we're going to see more of the same now as they head down there for the 6th time. Or should I say, with 6 more laps to go. 6 laps to go now. Boston Man on track 2:08.5 from Gert van den Berg. 2:08.583, so only 0.08 of a second difference there between Gert van den Berg and Lionel Janssen. It's incredible to see how tight these guys fight it out. Hills versus Ramchanda. They're still out by Peter Hills. Ramchanda on the back of the 5 car from Mangaza Racing. From Formula V's point of view, I always see some superb race action between these single-seaters. It's normally a lot closer, but of course with Red Star Raceway and the straights that are available, gaps tend to open up a bit more. On the brakes into the hairpin. So no answer from Manchanda onto Peter Hills' pace. 0.6 seconds back, but no one's got an answer yet to this man. The reigning champion in the DOE, start my car, Formula V. Gert van den Berg. Just opening up a little bit of breathing room now between himself and Lionel Janssen. It was a lot closer between himself and Janssen in the first half of the lap. He seems to have the advantage here in the second half of the lap. And now Peter Hills doing the same thing to Ramchanda. Ramchanda now looking for a chance to find a way through on Peter Hills, but that's not an easy thing to do. Multiple champion in this class is Peter Hills. Won SA titles in this category as well, and comes from a motocross background, so will certainly know what to do to block pass. Or to even block a pass. Right, heading out the chicane. Ramchanda for Liqui Moly Racing. Mangaza Racing out in front of that fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Can they close the gap down on Lionel Janssen to make it a 4-way battle for the last half of this race? Four down, 4 to go. Lionel Janssen is a lot closer again on the back end of Gert van den Berg, but he seems to just lose a chair in this part of the race. Closes things up in turn 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then with a little extra squirt down the straight gives Gert van den Berg the advantage to get away from him. Let's see if that's exactly what happens here. Yep, there we go. Onto the short straight, and Van den Berg opens up the wick, pulls slightly away. Same thing there for Peter Hills on Ramchanda. With a straight line speed there from the Mangaza Racing car and from the DOE and Start My Car V out front. Slightly slowing out of turn number 6 there was Brandon Hills. This is Henk van den Berg a bit further back. In fact, Henk van den Berg just inside the top 10 behind Carl Watt. Then you've got these two fighting hard, Yusuf Kotza and Theo Vermaak. Once again, nice little fight here for honours further down the pack. Great little fights amongst these competitors. And also celebrating 57 years of racing in 2022, so one of the longest standing single-seater championships in the world. Of course, a growing category as well, as you can see from the number of cars in this field compared to what they were a couple of seasons ago. and his team behind the association that run Formula V. Definitely done a great marketing campaign to get more drivers behind the wheels of Formula Vs. Alright, so it says 4 this time. It said 4 the last time as well. Maybe the timing monitor slightly out there. They've completed 5 according to the timing monitor, but it said 4 laps to go on the side of the circuit. Van der Back continues to lead things out here over Lendl Jansen. DOE Start My Car V versus the Bull Security and Silver Lakes Volkswagen Formula V. Hills from Mangaza Racing is still in 3rd place ahead of the Liqui Moly sponsored car there of Lucian Ramchundra. Brandon Hills 2nd of the Mangaza Racing cars there. Boyens in the Gulf Racing colours. Van der Linde in the Eddie Irvine-esque colours. There he is, closing in now on, is that Jacco Schricks he's got past? Or Schricks has got past on him actually. Jacco Schricks has just squeezed out and got ahead of Sean van der Linde, moving himself up into 7th place, and van der Linde down to 8th. Into the clutches once again of Carl Watt. Watt in the 9th spot. Last of the single digit runners there for Formula V. Bridgestone rubber on these cars now this year. And of course helped out by Universal Oil Group, Techno SA, Start My Car, DOE, Quality Parts. First Race are part of their associate sponsors as well. And here comes the move for the lead. It had to come. And then Jansen was just biding his time. It's now time to go and attack. Changing up the strategy with 3 to go. Looking to try and get ahead now. Goes on the inside of turn 1. Can he make it stick? No, he can't. One of Axie's incoming. Shuts the door. Lendl Jansen has set the fastest lap of the race, but it wasn't the fastest that time. 2:07.4 and 2:07.5. Ramchundra and Hills. Is there a change up there? Yes, there is. Ramchundra now ahead of Peter Hills. Up into 3. Up into the 3rd place now for Ramchundra. I think he's too far back to possibly spoil the day here for these two. Look at that low sun in the background at Red Star Raceway. Still 2 more heats of racing to come your way. Coin a phrase from the Avengers, the sun's getting low. And it's certainly not stopping the heat on track. Here comes Jansen. Inside line, down into turn 6. Can he make it stick? Oh, it's late braking, and they are so even on the brakes there. Brilliant stuff. Some room given from both drivers. Kat van der Back going to try and hang around the outside into the dog bone, and he does so. So Lendl Jansen looked like he was through, but he had to then settle for second as they got into the dog bone section. Kat van der Back hanging onto that outside line. Knowing what he needed to do in the hairpin, into the hairpin and into the dog bone. From the hairpin into the dog bone. Let's get my teeth in properly there. So a good move there from Kat van der Back to just maintain that outside line, which eventually on that little kink becomes the inside line for the entrance into the dog bone. But Lendl Jansen is meaning business here and looking very dangerous. Peter Hardeman, we love your work, bud. Thanks for that, eh? F1 qualifying, Extreme Festival, Durban July, and the Bokke are about to go out and play against Wales. But where do you want to be? More importantly than anything else is right here at Red Star Raceway. So thanks for sticking around, and all the way from the UK, we do appreciate it. Here comes a move from Jansen. This one could be the decider. He's late into turn 1 and he's got the lead, but he's going to go side by side with Van der Back. Van der Back's not going to give this up without a fight. They are literally wheel to wheel heading towards turn 2. And Van der Back around the outside will be the inside for turn 3. Can he make it stick? This is going to be awesome. He's around the outside, but he has to slot in behind there for turn 3. Jansen hits the front. Lendl Jansen hits the front now, and it's Kat van der Back into second. Down to 4. Here comes Ramchundra along for the ride. Ramchundra wants some of this action. And he realizes these two are slowing each other down, and the reason being is I've just seen a 2:06.914 fastest lap of the race go to Ramchanda. So the third place car there from Liqui Moly's racing stable with Lucian Ramchanda is in with a chance. Don't worry, Pete, I also had some money on the Durban July there. Had to watch it on my phone while I was checking out the action before Polo Cup. Unfortunately, no winners there for me in that one. Who names a horse Sparkling Water? I mean, come on, really. Anyway, looks like Diane King's joined us as well. I'm sure her youngster, Clarkie, is in the house as well. Welcome, guys. How you all doing? You've joined us right in the crucial stage here, the last lap of DOE Formula V. And it's Lendl Janssen in the Bull Security and Silver Lakes Volkswagen V that leads things out over the DOE Quality Parts Start by Car Formula V of Gert van der Berg. But take nothing away, there is still a chance here for the Liqui Moly car of Lucian Ramchanda to take a victory. They're on to the back straight for the last time. Here they come, under braking. Lendl Janssen goes defensive. Gert van der Berg is going to have to go around the outside if he wants to overtake him. He does so! Around the outside into the Bridgestone chicane. There's not enough room there, or is there? No, there's not. Amazing stuff. Trying to go around the outside into the Bridgestone chicane with Bridgestone rubber on board. Here they come to the line. Janssen takes it. Oh, that is top class finish. Brilliant stuff from our DOE Formula V's as always. It's Janssen from Van der Berg, Ramchanda and Hills. And there's 1.3 seconds between those first four cars. Brandon Hills comes through for 5. Points for 6. 7th place. Looks like it's going to go the way of Jaco Schricks. He hangs on to beat out Sean van der Linde. And Carl Watt just behind them. You see Josef Kotze and Theo Vermaak, I think, was side by side for what would be 10th place on track. But what a way to finish up the day there for DOE Formula V. Lovely stuff from the Universal Oil Group, Techno SA, first race, Bridgestone, DOE and Start My Car competitors here for Formula V's at Red Star Raceway, round 4 of the Extreme Festival.